line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that McConey Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in Irish. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at McConey Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, McConey Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to McConeySetupShop.com and learn why McConey Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Hello again everyone and welcome back here to PTM Racing TV, where at last we have reached the ultimate climax, the final presentation of Season 4 Dirt Street Stock Series action with Battle of the Metal Racing League. Hi again everyone, I am Christian the Crusader Shriver and welcome back to the show as always as we settle down for this final race of the night. We're going at it, we're going in big, and it is a barn burner here. 6 drivers make the call, they will fight to the end for this one. 2 of which are battling for a season championship if it comes to that place. But we'll find out here in a minute if it will happen or not. On our pole here tonight, Matthew Hoffer in the 84. To his outside will be Eric Gann in the 51. And then the final starter will be the Crusader Shriver in the 14. Riley Pep's little Paw Patrol machine on that one. He said tonight earlier to me he just wants to rock this thing again because a little friend of his unfortunately is not going through too good of a time, so he needs to do the right thing, and he said he needs to run that old scheme for him. So he hopes that he's watching here tonight and he's catching a glimpse of that Paw Patrol's car out on the track. Well, we certainly hope so too there, Crusader. Eric Gann there in the MR Custom 51. Always a sweet looking ride, sweet looking piece of equipment there. Good to see him closing this season out. And Matthew Hoffer, one of the original season champions, coming back alive, coming through in the clips of the moment. We'll see if he is able to pour this one in, pour his heart and soul out onto the track as we lay down the green flag run. It is on out. Season finale time. Let's get down to business, boys. Well, out of the gate already, Eric Gann trying to hold his line in already with there the 84. Matthew Hoffer on a pretty strong run to say the least here out of the gate as the 14 closes in from the inside looking out. Tonight, if Shriver can get ahead of Derek Pope by a good margin of points, he'll have a chance at winning it. But unfortunately, with the amount of drivers here in the point system, I don't think it's going to be favorable or even chance that he's going to get it. Pope might be able to walk away with this one without really even having to do anything but the show up. Onboard camera right now as Hoffer tries to have a little bit of a go around the Eric Gann, and the 51 trying to tussle his way back into it. Both drivers hot on the heels of some pretty hot racing, hot battles around here. Bristol Dirt is definitely no exception to the good roars here that have been placed down in the dirt stocks. Seem to put on the best kind of shows, the best kind of runs whenever we're out here. And you can see why that is as they lead it down the front straightaway. Laps starting to click in. We're down to the final 5 here. Inside looking in now. Here comes that Crusader of the 14. Now sneaks his way across. Looks like he's trying to make a move in the inside. Maybe trying to put the bumper there again and maybe try to make him think about it a little bit. He'll have to be careful though, because once you're in no man's land up there, it's problematic territory. You can see him back off, trying to let Gann not get spun around there. Good save there by the 51 and by the 14 to ranch their way around the corner. But you can just see the run there coming from Hoffer. He has got the race lead pretty much still in his spot. He has yet to leave that area and leave that ground clearance there. Again, give him a little bit of a tag to the 84. Both drivers getting a little bit loose there. Here comes that 14 now, a Crusader. Sneaks away looking for a gap. No, he's not going to get it there. Hoffer, whoa, he gets a little bit of a toe tap there from both drivers, and he ends up taking the blunt of it. Eric Gann now with the race lead here for a brief moment or two because the 84 grid finder Makoni set up shop. Battle limit racing ball wraps machine gets out of wall protection and right into the barriers. Oh man, Gann and him connected there on a turn 4. Both drivers unfortunately taking a spill there. Hoffer getting the worst of it. Driver managing to keep himself clear of trouble and out of the way. Here he comes now as he tries to pull it up to Eric Gann. Gann trying to hang on, trying to survive and hold out. The white flag is out now this time by. He'll run him back into the middle section, the zone here. The Crusader now looking for a run. He's got something there coming on that backstretch. Pars it off out of turn 2. He throws a little bit of a haymaker, not really a slider though, if you will. Gann gonna try to get him back at it. Can he get him? No. Crusader will take home this one just by about a half a car length. Nice race there by the boys. Heat number 1's in. And let's take a look at our Makoni Setup Shop grid race results here for heat number 1. This driver takes this one home. Second going to Eric Gann. Third will go to Matthew Hoffert as we now lead in to heat number 2. We'll see how the drivers handle their nerves and handle themselves out there. A strong start, though, to say the least from everybody. On our next round of action, it will be Derek Pope and the 00, the one and the only drivers that can pretty much take this one home and lock it up here tonight. Is outside, it will be, of course, the Scott camp. That will be Mr. Cody Scott in the 65, and then your final starter will be Chantel, the throttle Pottle, in that run here. So the grading order now starting to take shape, take form. There is Mr. Pope getting finally out of the track there. Took him long enough. Man, what a season Pope's had, kind of being the renegade from last season, being one of the only drivers to take down the undefeated one. But now, coming into this season, it was kind of hard to tell what he was going to do or how he was going to handle his nerves out there. But he seemed to figure it out pretty quickly, and he managed to get himself in a pretty good spot out there. The 65 of Cody Scott. Obviously, he's no man to figuring out how to run the best with them. But he has not won a single time this season. Will that change here tonight? That is the million-dollar question. And then Chantel with the throttle Pottle. I don't think I really need to say much else than just she has yet to win this season. Came up so close so many times from the heartbreaker there at last time here at Bristol, just falling a little bit short from the run, to then all of a sudden coming off of the trouble territory that was Fairbury, and then another disappointment unfortunately there at Lanyard, not able to get ahead through the field. Will that change here tonight? Will she finally be able to put this thing up into victory lane and end the long curse? She's going to have a little bit of work to do. You know Cody Scott, though. He wants to win badly. He wants to get some going as well. And Derek Pope, he just doesn't really need to worry about winning. He's just more worried about making sure the car lasts and stays out to win the season championship. Slowly marching their way around the track here. 3 drivers will come forth on Bristol Dirt, and they will challenge this one in. They'll line up about a turn 3 down in turn 4 this time by. Pope leads it. He'll gun him off here off the start as they look for the green flag to pop out. There it is, and we're underway. You see a little bit of that tire build up there on that middle section there. You can see the little bit of rubber laid down. That's going to really hurt the drivers for a long haul if they're not careful. Coming right out of the gate here, the 65 trying to make the most of that middle line there. As Chantel throttle Pottle immediately right to the bottom, trying to battle it out quick. She is not going to hold back here, I bet you. I think Derek Pope Easy in the middle, easy off exit, but the problem is the run is on the bottom, but that's kind of no man's land when you get down there if you get the wrong spot in. And I think the 5 is starting to take notice. She is trying to keep that car nice and straight and smooth off the run, off that spot, so she doesn't have too many issues out there. Oh, and I say issues. Derek Pope giving her a little bit of issues. She bumps him pretty good there. Ooh, boy, both drivers getting a little bit of a knocker there, if you will. You guys know what that means in wrestling terms. The onboard camera here of Cody Scott here. We're going to rock that gearbox game a little bit here tonight in that rear spot, because that's pretty much where you see most of the drivers when they're trying to make a run or two at it. And Pope and Chantel yet again colliding it with one another. Scott is just starting to run away more from the field and just having his way with this whole track and this whole race, man. He is not giving anything up to the ladies there or the gentleman behind him. Go on board with Derek Pope here and just show you what he is fighting right now on that track. You can see right there, he is just wheeling and dealing that middle ground clearance and trying to hang in there. But that spot in that little slick territory, if you're not hitting it right, you're not getting a good run off it, that really just sends you to no man's land. You have nothing you can do about it. Final 3 laps now, pulling away here. Scott still with the lead. He needs a good finish here tonight. He told me earlier, I'm tired of being in the shadow. I'm tired of finishing in the back. I just want to try to have like a final good race here tonight, man. He says, I know Pope's pretty much got this one locked up unless Crusader can somehow find a way to muster up a few more drivers and help get a little bit of help from the back there, but it wasn't to be. He was about too short in this case, and Pope would have had to finish 2 back of him, and he'd had to won the race in that case. So that's kind of how the point system works around here, as we're leading it into the white flag now here as Cody Scott taking over position, taking over the run, and it has turned into his show here tonight. Will that continue into the main event? We'll find out here in just a brief minute. But Cody Scott coming out of turn 3, down into turn 4, wheels and deals it, charges around. He takes it to heat number 2's victory lane. And that will end the heats. They will get warmed up, but before we do that, let's take a look at our Heat 2 results here. Now pop up on your screen here, presented by McConey Step Shop. Cody Scott wins this one. Chantel Throttle Puddle second, third to Derek Pope to round out the field as we now prepare for the big one. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race could not be brought to you without the good friends and good help of all our folks that we know and love and care for. Of course, I'm talking about McConey Setup Shop. When you guys need the fastest setups, there's only one way to go and one place to be. That's McConey Setup Shop. Be sure to visit them up on their website, McConeySetupShop.com, to catch all their latest line of products. Buy Puddles Wraps. When you guys need the right designer for the right place, the right time, in a track or car or vehicle or your style, well then Puddles Wraps can do just that. Blending in creativity with affordable market, Puddles Wraps is the right choice. And by Grid Finder, if you guys need that filter day race search by race day, you need to find yourself a league, find a geographical plane or endpoint of any kind, well, Grid Finder is that place to be. Be sure to visit them up on their website at gridfinder.com and check out their social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Last minute preparations being put to good use here. Eric Gann right now on the top of the leaderboard when it comes to the gap zone here. Just giving you guys a brief idea of how quick he is getting around this place. He's getting about a 20-second spot up there. Actually, I take it back here. I think that was there again. There, Cody Scott currently still out on the infield here. I think he's just trying to save his car up, save his vehicle in a little bit. Can't quite blame him there. I mean, if you want to try to relax a little bit and try to steer the course of problem territory, might not be a bad choice to do so, in my opinion. But nevertheless, here, final minutes. You see the final seconds popping up. 2 minutes to warm up. You get the tires warmed in, get the track burnt up, and then the rest is on these drivers. And you know this man right here is wanting to get a little revenge for what happened there at Lanier. Derek Pope just kind of smoked him that night, taking him down. Will the same happen here? We're about to find out. It is time, ladies and gentlemen. The drivers have been waiting for it. They have been feeling this moment. They want this moment. And before we get to that, we're just going to give a quick little refresh. Yes, I know there's no technical difficulties, but we just wanted to make sure that everything was working just right before we went to this one. All right, I think we are ready to go here. This is it. The final race of the season, the final race of season 4. And it starts with on the pole, the Crusader himself, Christian Schreiber in the 14 is outside. Cody Scott, 65. Right number 2, Eric Gann in the 51 is outside the throttle. Chantel Bottle in the number 5. And your final star, see Matthew Harvard in the 84, and then the 00 of Derek Pope. Race fans, 6 drivers on the track, 6 drivers waiting in the wings to play this one out. They have been waiting for this night, this moment. The opportunity has come. They have risen to the occasion, and all they can think about is not just pleasing you fans at home, but giving them a race to remember for. This is it, the final race of the season. Top 5 get the payout, so you know they're going to be running hard here on this last bit. But there are so much more other than that. They want to finally end some curses. They want to win some races and take home some cold hard cash in the end. But like I said before, sometimes winning that race may be meaning just a little bit more for them in this case. Well, we have set the tone, we have set the pace. Now it's time for the drivers to do the talking. We'll wheel them down here on the back straightaway, waiting for the green flag to fly. The time has come, ladies and gentlemen. The time is here. If you are not with us right now, you're missing out on a show. We're coming to the line, coming to the run. Waiting for the green flag to pop on out. There's a green flag. Off the start immediately out of the gate, Cody Scott going to try to hammer down on the outside line, try to pull his move away there from the 14, but Schreiber is not going down easily. He wants to show why he can still do it out here. Eric Gann, ooh, a little bit of bumping and banging there on that field. 65, the 51 and him getting together there, coming in at turn 4. They both hang on to their line, keep it nice and stable. Chantel, the throttle bottle now on the outside line, looking for an opening, looking for a clearing. The 51 of Eric Gann, not going to give it to her. They'll fire it back down low. Here comes Chantel on a hard charge and a half. Cody Scott, I don't even think he expected her to come out of all things. She is flying high, flying hard. Maybe looking for a little bit of a gap or two in between. You probably wonder at home, folks, why is Gann's wheel going all over the place? Well, I can officially confirm, actually, that he's not really running with the steering wheel because he really can't. He's actually running with one of those RC car steering wheels, which is crazy to believe, but hey, man, I'll give him credit where credit's due. That is damn sure impressive for the fact that he can do that and make it work like that. That takes a lot of skill, a lot of credibility to do, and he's somehow making it work just perfectly out there. It's pretty awesome. If you see a difference there, and then you see the smoother motion that is Cody Scott, yeah, it definitely leads itself in. It'll be a little bit different now, doesn't it? A lot smoother, a lot more rich at the corners. Whereas Gann has to be a lot more jerky, but if he can get it going a little bit, he can push back a little more as time goes on and hold out for it. Crusader having the race lead here, but for how long? Because currently Chantel is catching up quickly. She's pulling off as much momentum as she can here while Derek Pope kind of lays in the back here. I'm not sure if his strategy is just to stay out of trouble and not finish the race broken down or whatever, but might not be a bad idea if you ask me. Cody Scott now just pulling further away from Pope and trying to get up there back to the 5 of Chantel. Still no issues or really any big problems yet from these drivers. Everyone's been pretty darn clean out there. As they hold on to the moments and hang on to the runs, we'll see how well that hangs out. Gann's still trying to hang with them. Right around, back in we go. Still nothing left to be had, nothing left to lose. Coming back through here, Gann now trying to hold in, trying to hold his line up by, trying to see if maybe there's something left for him. And it just to me, it looks like Scott's been very consistent on his position coming off his corners. I don't think he's really made any big mistakes or really anything that's going to send him for a ride. I think he's been just trying to lean into it less and see if it'll hold on a little more. Now you're probably wondering, oh, why is he not trying to drive in too hard? He's trying to be more under control. Well, sometimes when you have those tires out there, it's kind of like dirt. It's like asphalt racing. You don't want to overdo the corners. You don't want to overdo the car. You want to still give it a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of time to rest. And one way to do it is basically just not to full throttle it off the corners as hard. You see Chantel trying to catch up there to the 5 while we got a bit of a battle here with Hopper and Derek Poe. Both drivers nailing each other on the corners and on the runs. Both trying to hold on, trying to hang in there. Pope seems like he's got a bit of an advantage here. Well, that little Riley number 14 there, Paw Patrol machine, is going to have a little bit of company there as that throttle Chantel bottle right on the rear bumper, and almost looks kind of like a little bit of a deja vu to a little lady in black, if you will. She has got that she got that front end just pointing straight at the Crusader. I'm seeing a little black and red out here because right now, currently, that one of Crusader might be turning black and blue if he's not careful, trying to defend off Chantel of all things. You know not to block her off. She'll come and get you eventually, and you know when she's hungry for a win, she'll get it eventually here. Well, she is hammering down, but that little bobble there out of turn 2 might have cost her. Now the Crusader will make a big, will try to hang on, try to keep it going. But times-wise, I'm not really seeing him get a big jump or a big boost. It seems like he's been more under control, which is kind of crazy to think, but that's just the way he's been playing it out tonight. Usually when we say a little bit crazy to believe, because usually when you see that Crusader out there, he'll always just shoot for the moon and shoot for the hills and just see what happens. Scott right now working with Eric Gann here, trying to get a draft up back up to the throttle Chantel bottle. Problem is Gann isn't exactly not thinking about doing the same at him by taking over a spot. And he loses a lot of traction there out of that turn 2. You can see where the difference of that issue of the wheel versus what he's using comes into play. And speaking of that wheel coming in issue here, how about this now, leading him down on the front straightaway. Looks like Schreiber drifted up a little bit. I'm not sure if that's just a strategy or if he's just trying to see if it'll work down there. But the 5 of Chantel is running an extremely strong line on that bottom end. All about cornering off and just hoping for the best. Bump and runs are very occasional here, but these two have yet to touch. Both drivers being extremely clean, and it continues that way. Looks like though the 5 is getting a better push there than the 14. Now 14 going to have to try to keep her off that door of his. The bottom line is starting to grip, and it looks like it's not gripping the way that Schreiber was expecting. I think he was hoping it would just carry out a little longer, but the more they battle, the more Cody Scott's got an opportunity to come out and get him. Still side by side, they neither one of them touch there in the corners. The old wars of NASCAR, Heat 4 and Heat 5 being put to good use. We know what that 5 can do. We know what that 14 can do. We've seen it here on the show before. And they have carried out some of the best and most hard action-packed races in previous times. Who could forget the battles of Phoenix, where Schreiber just seems to figure out a new way to work around with the tire situation, to the battles that rage on at Bristol, where Chantel and him would go to war, and Chantel sometimes would get the better of him on a lot of runs. And then obviously when they're running those custom setups back then, oh, did she have a number on his plate. And he is right now not able to hang in and try to hold up or say otherwise. Looks like she takes the race lead away, but the Crusader does not play nice to that. Gonna Paw Patrol 14 get back around him. Cody Scott is smelling blood in the water. He sees opportunity. He's getting closer and closer because these two just cannot seem to leave each other alone. All it takes is one little opening, one little spot, and then the next thing you know, it's game over for either one of them. Man, that Paw Patrol has got to be burning up in the tires and on the radiator. That motor's got to be getting hot under the collar. I'm surprised it is still holding up. He's just jamming that thing around here. The 5 of Chantel looks like keeping a little bit of her ground clearance. You hear the bobble there of the motor. That means she was trying to stay off her and try not to spin her. Obviously, with these guys and gals, they try to respect each other as much as they can. That's what pedal metal is all about. clean, hard racing. They'll run you hard and they'll run you good, but they will never try to force a wreck on you or try to force you into some kind of chaos or a magical pursuit. 16 laps left. Cody Scott is just now wheeling and dealing up. Derek Pope and Matthew Hofford have just pretty much been kind of left behind there. Gann's kind of just right in the middle of all of it. The battle is between these three drivers here now. Cody's got that EI engine machine trying to pull off a little bit more battle, trying to pull off a little more configuration and hang in it. Chantel just desperately wants to win once again. She hasn't been to victory lane in so long. She told us earlier today, I'm tired of it and I want to end it already. I want to finally just show everyone I can do this again. Well, she's definitely showing she can hang with them and push up, but can she close it? Whoa, and the 14. Val almost closing her door in there. She just took a front lick of that one. Throw a little Light McQueen out there and stick his tongue out. He probably would have licked the whole dirt off the rear bumper there, for crying out loud. Cody Scott now starting to move up outwards. Maybe he's trying to see a little bit of a different line. I think he's just trying to follow the draft of Shriver here and make a pass. Shriver looks like he's trying to defend off, trying to build up momentum, but the corners are just getting too slick and too rigid. He's not hanging in there. Trying to block the 65 yet again. He will do successfully. And you can see right there as they're coming to that run, usually if you were running on asphalt, you could run a little bit higher up and put a little more power in there. No, on dirt, you have to stick to that bottom with these dirt stocks until the track breaks down completely. Then the outside line comes into play, and then that's when it just gets really interesting. Competitive in nature, competitive in the battle. William McDaniel saying hi there in our chat. Hi, William, great to have you on board and good to hear from you. Oh, look out here, side-by-side battle for the race lead. Crusader says, I've been waiting enough. He's going to throw the slider. There it is. He throws it in hard. Shriver trying to get it back. He can't recover. Oh, final 10 laps to go. And once again, almost taking the 5 out with him. That opens the door. Scott now looked like he had a run there. Oh, he takes it right into the wall protection there for a minute. He's got to be fuming and pushing that thing in as hard as he can, just trying to make it stick. You can actually see his footwork down there. You notice his feet moving around. He is literally hammering that thing, just trying to work the pedals, work the whole throttle and the steering. Man, is he putting some work in. Shriver is doing much of the same, but it is still Chantel's to lose. She has yet to give up. 14 and Cody Scott now back and forth with one another. Neither one giving an inch, giving anything up. Final 7 laps this time by here. This could be a big finish to the end if Scott looks like he's got a better run. The Crusader's in trouble. He's starting to lose it. The momentum is swaying to the 65. But does the 5 have enough to defend off that momentum and hold it in? I'm not sure if Cody Scott is actually just trying to keep the tires nice and cool or warm them up a little bit. Seems like he's trying less track. He's trying to get more tackiness in that track. It is going to be a hard shot fight to the end here. The laps wind down. Time clicks away. That final 2 laps or 3 generally are where you see everyone get a little hectic and get a little crazy. The fact we get to have a single caution this entire time has just been impressive driving on all ends of the spectrum for these drivers. It just goes to show you how committed they are to their craft. Scott and Shriver are not done yet. Shriver trying desperately to get the 14 Riley Paw Patrol machine ahead of him. But the EI engine's Ice 65 is trying to ice them as well by going to the outside and work the draft with Chantel. That draft line is actually making a bigger difference than I think both of them realize. Final 4 laps to go. Scott now, I gotta believe, is just looking for opportunity, looking for an opening here. When will he take it though? Is there enough time to take it? I think gotta believe he's probably eyeing that bottom line whenever he gets the first chance to do it. Final 3 now, putting up a number, putting up a fight. Chantel still with the race lead. And Scott now trying to make it or break it. Almost gets into the 5 there. Holds on for dear life. New contact there. Eric Gann and Derek Pope now firing out a little bit. Pope with the ultimate of sliders. Hey, I forgot all about these guys. They're firing hard on him. Gann makes a nice pass there and gets back around him. Pope able to hold off. Pope now trying to get back into the run there, trying to make a move around the 51. He knows he just needs to get finished here and not fall in the back of the pack. Hofford taking a little bit more consistently, a little more under control as the white flag comes out. One last lap. Season 4 is up for grabs for the final race. Who wants it more? Who wants it badly? Gann is currently dealing with Pope. Shriver is just waiting for an opening. And Scott Size, he's going to go for it. Here it comes. The ultimate of sliders throws the haymaker coming out of turn 4. Chantel can't get it. Scott's going to win it. What a race. Oh. Unbelievable. The ultimate of sliders thrown at the last minute by Cody Scott. Makes it stick, and Chantel gets defeated again. Wow, that is insane. That is crazy to say the least here. How the heck did Cody Scott get that thing to stick, much less get a run off it? Nevertheless, he had started new to the series, but now I think he just made himself a household name. The EI Engine 65 is going to be the final winner of Season 4's Dirt Series. However, the trophy and the championship goes to Derek Pope. He is your Season 4 champion. And how about this? 4 seasons in, a different winner every time. How about that? And Pope putting it right by Crusader. I think he's just telling him, hey man, I got you this time. And I think Crusader will probably have a little word with him later about that for next season, knowing him. Nevertheless, what a night it has been. Great racing all around. Let's take a look at the final results. The ultimate of sliders thrown at the last minute gives Cody Scott the race win. Chantel will have to try and hard next time by for another one, but she will finish second. Third goes to the Crusader Shriver. Fourth to Derek Pope. Fifth, Eric Gann. And then sixth to Matthew Hoffert. What a season. What a year it has been. And it's all but confirmed and over with. Last minute donuts from the drivers. They're just celebrating. They know it's over. Oh, Cody Scott puts 14 of Crusader into the wall. I don't think there was ever a better way to end the night, end the season than that way, folks. So, from all of us here at PTM Racing TV and the Pedal Metal Racing League, thank you again to Maconie Setup Shop. Thank you again to Paul's Wraps. And thank you again to Grid Finder for everything you guys have done for this league and for this series. We couldn't have done it without you. And we couldn't have done it also without you wonderful fans out there. Thank you so much for it all. Until the green flag flies in the next season and the next race, be safe. God bless. Take care. We love you guys. We'll see you next time when PTM Racing TV flies the green flag on our show.